know, it's nice to be reminded of my teenage years every time I come to this place, mainly because of this bar stool and that chair. Gremlin I had when I was a teenager, bucket seats in it, neither one of them matched, neither one was bolted to the floor either, so what the hell. And that was a nice fun ride hitting the brakes. But I gotta tell you something, if you had to go back in time or go forward in time to a perfect age, where would you go? Shoot, you haven't been around long enough, huh? Me, personally, I'd like to go back 13 years when I first met my wife, because you can turn around when you're dating, get freaky, do whatever you want to do, have a little bit of fun, right? Shoot, the older you get, things tend to change. And right now, I can't tell if my wife has become a referee because of getting too many technical fouls and she's about to eject me from the game, or if she's become a bull riding MC because I can't stay on the full 8 seconds. Or has she become the new host for Family Feud because I keep hearing, try again, try again. Well, personally, I think I'm getting more strikes than anything else because I keep hearing, Well, they're stealing them off to the bathroom again. But no, in all seriousness, we turn around, we have a good time. When we first met, she told me later down the line, she thought I was gay. What? She's like, yeah, I thought you were gay. At first you were bringing in the dance lessons every Wednesday night because I taught country dancing on Wednesday nights. I said, that was a camera case. She goes, you say camera, I say purse. Okay, I said, well, me being with all these women, didn't that clue you in that I was nowhere near being gay? She's like, well, gay guys hang out with women too. Doesn't look like I'm winning this argument. But I had one more question for her. I said, if that's the case, then why'd you sleep with me later on down the line? She said, I wanted to see if I could turn a gay man straight, and guess what? It worked. Gee, thanks. But I got something to tell you all tonight. I am a cancer fighter right now. I've been diagnosed in October. Thank you. Stage 3 colorectal cancer. I was diagnosed in October. The same night I took to the stage here. Had a colonoscopy done that morning. I told people straight out, I had a colonoscopy done so I could stand up on the stage and talk as much shit as I want because there was nothing coming out the backside after that. But I get my surgery done at the end of the month. And they told me when I got this that it was causing 50% blockage, which means my wife was only half correct in saying I'm full of shit. Right? And I got curious, what color bow is a colorectal cancer? Because you got breast cancer, it's got pink. So they're thinking, is it pink with a brown stripe? Considering where it's at? Is it a brown bow? No. It ended up being a blue bow. You know who else has got a blue bow? Law enforcement. It's no wonder they get crappy reputations, you know what I mean? But my body has been making more noises than a haunted house ever since I got this. I keep hearing, be sitting in a quiet room. Next thing you know, you hear, ah! That's after I use the bathroom when the noises stop. But they told me that I'm going to be getting zapped with radiation. I turned around and said, okay. Well, they give you these dot tattoos, and for me, they concentrate on the area you're going to be because of these laser beams. And for me, I had one on each hip and one at the top of the crack of my ass, which personally I think qualifies me as having a tramp stamp. All right? But it's so wrong that they didn't even let me choose my own damn design. But I told them straight out, I was thinking about getting my midsection dyed green and telling everybody, I got a little Hulk. Roar! They're like, don't worry, you're not going to glow in the dark when we're done with you because we charge extra for that. I said, really? He said, yeah, besides that, your insurance ain't going to cover it. Gosh. But then at the chemo side of the house, I turned around and got a port put in my chest. Now, personally, I thought when I first saw this, it's a little triangle with a tube. It was a torture device for women to use against their husbands who ain't doing their honeydew list. You download an app, oh, he's in the garage again. Shit, forgot the dishes again. Crying out loud. But they turned around and gave me the gremlin clause the night prior to having the surgery done. And I said, what's the gremlin clause? He's like, you're not allowed to have anything to eat or drink after midnight. All right, guess what? I'm standing here before you. I don't look like a gremlin. May be about the size of a leprechaun, but I'm not a gremlin. So, and I tell you what, it was something else. But how many of y'all got older siblings? Some of them may have been bullies. Wanted to knock them out, right? Well, I come from a family of 13. And let me tell you, I'm number 10 down the line, so there's 3 more after me yet. Well, my older brothers, they were having a party outside. And they turn around and say, go get me a couple of beers. I was like, I said, I ain't getting you a couple of beers. They said, give me a couple of beers. All right, fine, I'll hook your ass on up. So I went inside and I got the beer. Opened up that fridge, I took both cans and I shook them up real good. Walked down outside, handed it to him, and I stood back to watch the show. Because he said, thank you. Started walking away, thought he was going to be a big shot, do the one finger deal with each can. And you got it. When he popped them cans open, straight up both arms. And I learned one thing at that point in time. Not only can I run real fast, but I can run real fast with tears coming out my eyes and laughing my ass off. So, now later on down the line, I sat there and got my chance of revenge, being the oldest out of the last 4. I had a Delta, Oldsmobile Delta 88. Did that show you the age right there? Headlights looked like cop cars back then, right? I turned around and had one of those warning lights for when you broke down on the side of the road, it looked like a cop light. I told a friend of mine, let's have a little fun. We're going to take a drive, lit at the bottom 2 hills. I said, when we get down to the bottom of this hill, I want you to plug in that light, I'm going to flip on the headlights, we're going to fly the driveway. He said, all right, no problem. So sure enough, we turned around, got halfway down the hill, he plugged in that light, I hit the brakes with the lights on. All I saw was beer bottles being dropped, and it looked like a bunch of cockroaches when the light comes on because there was one kid going that way, a car going that way, a kid that way, and that way. I get out of the car, and the next thing I hear, it's all right, Michelle, you can come back, it's just your brother. My own sister had hauled ass out of the house. Abandoned everybody and everything. But a friend of mine, the trucking company I work for, he sat there and he got hurt real bad here recently, into last year. And when I say real bad, I mean it's every guy's worst nightmare. He had a ruptured nut because he got hit in the nuts with a piece of metal. Being the friend I am, I had to send him a picture after he sent me one of his kneecaps and his feet aimed at an air conditioning so he could cool off. I sent a picture of this frying pan that had a molding of a man's dick and balls. Egg yolks were sitting right where the nuts would go, and I said, your eggs are ready? He's like, yes, straight out. Well, he told me a little bit later, I'm going to be taken to the hospital. And he was in Pennsylvania. I said, well, hopefully they do surgery on the correct body part. He goes, what do you mean? I said, you're in a state where there's a big titty women population. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're still going to come out with sore nuts and bigger tits? Shoot, turn me on, send a picture of that. But he needed to say, surgery went fine. He sent me a message saying everything went good, just had a ruptured nut. I said, well, no more whacking for you for a while. He goes, oh no, that's not even in the works. I said, why is that? He goes, no, I'm hurt too bad. So me being the friend I am, I sent 2 topless pictures of Linda Carter. Oh my gosh. But outside of that, I can tell you one thing. Being a truck driver, you see things all over the country. I seen a van that was broke down on the side of the road. The front, sides, and the back, bold letters said, I'm your mechanic. You know, there's someone still waiting for their car to get fixed. Down in South Carolina, there was a lady that was driving around, said, state certified license examiner. She had a big old crack across the windshield. Who the heck's licensing these people? But I was deployed to Iraq, and yes, I'm a veteran, and when I was over there, our convoy had stopped in Baghdad for a break. And my co-driver, he had a Coleman propane stove. And he went in there to go get some more Coleman. Now, what does it say on the side of those things? Coleman propane, right? He comes back in a clear bag, 8 bottles. One of our drivers sat there and said, what'd you do, go get more propane? I said, nope, our truck ran out of air, he went to go get more oxygen bottles. Dumbass. Shoot, truck driver in Charlotte, North Carolina got on the CV, real vulgar. He said, my penis was in your wife last night. It threw up and it wasn't good at all. Well, me being me, I turned around that time down the CV. I said, well, driver, maybe you shouldn't drink it right away. Dead silence. So, yeah, true. Stopped at McDonald's out in Montana. Went in there to get me a large mocha iced coffee to go. Lady behind the counter sat there and said, would you like that hot or cold? Large mocha iced coffee? Yeah, would you like? Oh, that was kind of dumb, wasn't it? I said, you think? How about you just serve it to me hot? I'll throw the ice cubes in it myself. Shoot. But I tell you what, a buddy of mine who's a DJ here in town, he sits there and reads these weird stories. And one of them happened to be about this country that serves up donkey burgers. Now that's kind of weird if you think about it, because how in the heck are you going to go up to the counter, look that girl behind the counter and sit there and say, yeah, I'd like an order of your ass, please. Now you're going to be be lucky if she doesn't smack the shit out of you. Or she turns around and sits there and is a smart ass too and says there, would you like a pie? Because it's right around the corner. Oh, for crying out loud. Another one he read was about this pillowcase, KFC pillowcase. Now, if you own a KFC pillowcase, one thing, either you're a collector or you got major issues, all right?
Love chicken.
Yeah, love chicken? Well, I tell you what, apparently I sat there and told him, I said, you know what? That'd be kind of jacked up if you're a guy that's got this pillow and you're having a rough night's sleep, you're hitting that pillow, you're pounding it and doing whatever you can, and finally you get exhausted and pass out. Does that give a hold to me into choking the chicken? He sat there and asked me, he said, well, what kind of pillowcase you got? I said, I got a Toy Story. It's like, Toy Story? I said, yep. I said, I got Buzz Lightyear on one side, Woody on the other. So when my wife's feeling freaky, I turn around and tell her Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. When we're done, flip it over to Woody. You're welcome, ma'am. And to say that's when I got the shit smacked out of me. But she is something else, I tell you. Oh my gosh. Drawing a blank with all the years that we've been together. Girl I was dating sat there and liked to do karaoke. Anybody here like to do karaoke? No. She said, ooh, hell no. You know what karaoke is? What the definition of that is? It's an Oriental word. It stands up for a redneck that can't sing worth a damn. Alright? Well, she liked to do karaoke, and the only place at the time frame we could do karaoke was at this gay bar in Junction City. Alright, kind of weird, but as long as they don't do nothing, I'm good. So I get on up there, I do my song, and I go sit down. DJ didn't call up the next person. I'm sitting there thinking, what is that song playing? I recognize it. So I go up there and I look at the monitor, and I start singing it out of impulse. About halfway through it, I realize I'm singing Chuck Berry's My Ding-a-Ling in a gay bar. Bartender leaning around the corner like, what in the hell? We got a superstar! Hey, I got a standing ovation for it. Well, later on down the line, my wife kept telling me we're going to get married in 25 years after I proposed to her. And it was like that for every year for 10 years. And there's some people here in the audience between my kids and some friends that know this to be true. Well, apparently she does some kind of Common Core math because we were married 10 years later. And she had said, we're invited to a costume party. You want to go? I said, sure. She goes, what do you want to go as? I said, being as smart as I am, how about bride and groom? Well, smart ass me turned out to be the dumb ass me because guess who went as bride, guess who went as the groom? And I've got that picture if you're all curious. I was about the hideous looking bride you ever seen. She looked like the most jacked up version of Charlie Chaplin with the cowboy hat you ever seen, all right? Well, while I'm there, the kids turned around and requested that I do Chuck Berry's My Ding-a-Ling. Now, for those of you that might be in question of that, if you go on YouTube and type in the search engine Mike's Ding-a-Ling, first thing that's going to pop up is someone in a wedding dress. That is yours truly. At the request of our kids, because my wife posted that 2 days afterwards. Oh my gosh, I tell you that. Do what?
I said congrats.
Congrats, I tell you what. I got first place. But anyway, oh my gosh. I don't know about you all this. Got invited to a party one time, out to a friend's house. And he said, come on out, bring the kids with him. We got kids, turn around, they can enjoy themselves with it. I said, okay, no problem. We get out there, he pours me this tall glass of rum and coke. Well, next thing you know, it was rum and coke. And rum and coke. Next thing you know, it was nothing but pure rum. But I learned I was a superhero that night because I was holding up every wall to keep my friends from getting crushed that night. Shoot. Partway through the night, I had to use the restroom. I asked him, where's your restroom at? He's like, well, it's right over there in the hallway. I was like, it's my wife's using it. He goes, well, got one in our room. I'm like, all right. So I stumbled along the wall all the way to his room. And there's one thing you can turn around and find out about your friends when they say you can use the bathroom in their room. I got on there, and as you can see, I ain't but about 4 foot nothing, all right? Around his bed's about this tall. So I got my head down on there, and I'm going down along the side. Looking down, I'm like, oh, panties, nice. Get down to the end, handcuffs, sweet. Get around the other side, ball gag and strap on, what the fuck? It may not sober you up, but it damn sure will make you aware of your surroundings real quick, right? Shoot, I ended up using that bathroom. I've been holding my own all night long until I used the restroom. Next thing you know, party's over. They told my wife, don't let him roll down the window all the way home. We'll leave 15 minutes away. It ain't happening, let me tell you, because we got 1 mile from our exit, and I told my wife, you got to pull over now. She goes, what? I was like, pull over now. So sure enough, she pulled on over. Her cousin, his wife, and her oldest son is in the pickup truck behind us. Next thing I know, I'm holding the frame of the van with one hand, frame with the other hand. I'm opening up my eyes. I'm in a snowdrift on the side of the interstate going, what the hell? All I could hear is my wife laughing her ass off. Her cousin saying, if he throws on up, I'm going to lose it. And the other one sitting there saying, we need to get him out of this snowdrift. And I can tell you one thing that about the salt consistency they use in Kansas, that ain't worth a damn. Shoot, I had enough to sit there and make a margarita, and it wasn't worth it. Spitting out gravel for weeks. But you got kids. Don't you love to make them cringe about things that they don't want to hear, mainly when it comes to mom and dad? Well, we tend to do that quite a bit to our kids. We are an open discussion family, so it don't matter what we talk about. Sex, you name it. Well, see? He's like, Don't hold back, right? That's what I'm telling you. Well, my son, who was excited about his wife coming back from her Air Force training, which she happens to just graduate, she's here tonight. She was coming home, and my son was super excited. He goes, she's coming home. I'm like, you know what? I'm really mad, too. I said, why? He said, because I got to work and I can't get out of it. I said, well, what do you want your mom and I to do? Abandon the house so you can turn the couch around, face the fireplace, and have some freaky sex? He goes, no. I said, okay, then your mom and I will. Then there's another thing that dads do not care to hear, and that's about their daughters having sex for the first time or if they come home pregnant. It's like, how are you pregnant? You're 32 years old. You shouldn't be pregnant yet. But I got informed that my daughter had sex for the first time, or she'd been doing it, I don't know. But it was on Thanksgiving. Yeah, there you go, Thanksgiving. Yeah, appreciate it. She's supposed to be pregnant. But when I found this out, her boyfriend had hauled butt out of the kitchen real quick, and I think I had to do something when I was standing at the sink cleaning the carving knife. And I looked at him, he could see me from where I'm standing. I said, you want to come help me do dishes? Nope. Straight out, nope. Well, when dinner time came around, he's sitting here right to my right. Now, most people, when they sit there and cut their turkey, they cut it with a fork or a butter knife, right? Not me. I had to be different. Cutting my turkey with that carving knife. Looking at him so. Is there anything else you want to tell me about? Nope. Finished his dinner, and he was back in the living room sitting on that couch where he was at the first time. Shoot. But, no, I'm trying to think. There was something else I want to tell y'all, besides me being short and bald, but I can tell you, yeah, Steve knows it all too well.
Just take the head off, you turn into a disco ball.
Shoot, now if I raise this on up, turn around, it's a shadow disco ball, right? But I hope you all have fun tonight, and I do appreciate your support. I mean, dealing with this cancer. I turn around, we'll be fighting this clear to the end. March 28th, I end up going through my surgery, and I cannot wait to get this thing out of my system, because let me tell you, those noises, my wife's looking at me, she keeps kicking me out of the bedroom. I said, fine, I'll leave you with this. There's one phrase that I can sit there and tell my wife and look you all dead in the face and say, without bragging, that after 13 years, I can still make my wife gag. Granted, it's because of the gas coming out from underneath the covers, but I can actually use that phrase wholeheartedly and chip back me on up. Thank you, Topeka. I hope you guys have a good night.